Welcome back to my channel. For this video, we are going to take a look at the Glorious Pandas. We will be comparing it against some of the popular tactile switches available today, or actually it's more like the tactile switches that I currently own. The goal of this comparison is to hopefully give you an idea of how tactile a particular switch is, and perhaps a sense of how it would be like using the switch on your keyboard. I was thinking of how to do the comparison and finally decided to simply bump the switches stems against each other. I believe it's a simple way to show the difference in tactility between the switches. So let's begin. First up is the Durock T1 versus the Glorious Pandas. As you can already see on the video, the Glorious Pandas are activating first, which means it takes less force to overcome its tactile bump compared to the T1s. This is despite of both switches having almost identical specs, except that the T1s are factory lube. I guess it's safe to say that the Durock T1 wins this round. Next is the Everglide Dark Jade. Well, there is really no contest here. The Dark Jades are currently the most tactile switch that I've ever owned. Compared to the Glorious Panda's long, rounded tactile bump, the Dark Jade has a short and sharp bump. In terms of pure tactility, the Dark Jades would easily win against any of the switches in this comparison. Next one is the Zealios V2. It delivers on its claim of having a bigger and smoother bump compared to the original Holy Pandas. So it's no surprise that the Zealios edges out the Glorious Pandas as its base from the original Holy Pandas. After the Zealios, next comes its silent counterpart, the Zilents. And the results are pretty much the same, as technically the Zilents are just like the Zealios minus its sound. Which means, in terms of tactility, the Glorious Pandas haven't won anything yet. This got me thinking that it would be interesting to compare it to the infamous Gateron Browns, despite the Browns having a lower spring weight. So let's give it a try. And finally, the Glorious Panda scores a win. The Gateron Browns, living up to its reputation as the only tactile switch that can sometimes be considered linears, did not really stand a chance. To be fair though, the stock Gateron Browns comes with a 55-gram spring. So to even things out, I open up one of the pandas, cut the springs and place it inside a Gateron Brown. Essentially a spring swap. Still, as you can see on the video, the Gateron Brown still lost. In conclusion, I would recommend the Glorious Pandas to the type of person that has a light touch when typing. Also to those coming from linears and would want to try tactile switches for the first time. The Panda's long, smooth tactile bump is just about right to give you the sense that a key press has registered. It's perfect for typing and setting your personal bests in terms of words per minute. But if you are like me, who has big hands and or heavy fingers, you might want to give the Glorious Pandas a pass. And finally, no keyboard related content would be complete without a sound test.